Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
I really do. I think it's one of the best opens we have on this network, but Braylon Edwards is not here on this network today, feeling under the weather, but we are very fortunate that Anson is here in the bullpen. He's all warmed up. He's ready to go. He's got the Converse on, and he is ready to talk a little bit about everything that is anything. Ryan is with us as well. Kool-Aid, too. Ryan's last day.
It is.
Hey. That's all you got to say? It's your last day at Woodward Sports Network, and you go, hey. That's it. Come on, man. Give me something. Give me something.
I mean, we still got a show to do, so we'll say something at the end.
Well, at the end is the mailbag. At the end is all the chats. So we were giving you that opportunity. If you're not going to take
mic
it,
drop moment,
if you're not going to take it,
I would say so grateful to be a part of the show. I know Braylon's not here, so I got a chance to thank him, but I want to thank you, Shep. Thank you, Anson. Thank you, Kool-Aid, Justin, Spenny, Easy, all those guys. And just KG and JB, those are two ones I forgot to mention, and Sean even. So just want to thank everyone that I'm here, and especially this show specifically, and excited for the future and to see what you guys do in the future as
and
well.
we are excited to follow you as well. So congratulations.
He's been all over, man. College football, fantasy football, Braylon show. We appreciate
on
you,
your on your moving forward. We wish you nothing but the best, and keep us in mind. Keep us in mind as you move forward, and keep us in the loop on what's going on. So big weekend, of course. We'll get heavy Lions today. Lions in Philadelphia.
Big game
to take on the Eagles. Michigan State is going to host Penn State. Could this be their first Big Ten win of the season? Let's hope. I'll be there tomorrow. Michigan is on the road in Chicago against Northwestern at Wrigley Field, which I think is cool.
I've never been to that building. I really need to go.
You've never been to Wrigley?
Wrigley, out of the existing stadiums, number one on my list. I got two that I would...
Wait, number one to get to, you're saying?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. There's two, though, that trumpet, sadly, Shep, they do not stand any longer.
Okay.
I think you can guess both.
I don't think it's the Astrodome. I assume Tiger Stadium would be one of them.
Oh, no, I was there. I have Tiger turf growing in my mother's front yard from 84.
All right. That's good. That's really good.
I'm a hoops guy.
All right.
There's my hint.
You're a hoops guy. Well, I know you're a basketball guy. Yeah. That's interesting. I don't.
Did the hoodie give it away?
I think the hoodie right up front.
First run, baby.
What are they? What are the two?
Absolutely, the Boston Garden would be number one. The fact that I never got a chance to...
Oh, I thought you meant... we were talking baseball. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like Wrigley Field as in baseball.
But they're playing football there this weekend, right?
That's right.
Michigan,
they are.
Northwestern, which is going to be an awesome event just to go there and see a
I think it's really smart by Northwestern.
Absolutely.
I really do.
agree.
Now, they're in the process of building a new stadium.
Okay,
which is cool. But the amount of, how many fans is enough for Northwestern football? You know? How many fans are enough for certain Big Ten programs? Mm-hmm. Not everyone's going to have the Michigan and the Ohio State crowds, right? But, I would guess Northwestern would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 60,000, 50,000, somewhere like that.
Well, and you got the whole city of Chicago that's going to be intrigued by that game. And Michigan fans are traveling. Absolutely.
They always travel well to Chicago and New York.
Oh, yeah.
And California, actually.
Michigan travels everywhere.
Yeah, they do. And look.
I'll take that as a nice thing said.
It is, man. That's rally, bro.
That's a good play by you, Kool-Aid. Anytime the Big Ten tournament was in Chicago, anytime I would call games at the Barclays Center or Madison Square Garden, college basketball, Michigan was well represented. There's no doubt. And California as well. So from a football standpoint, my son can tell you absolutely they are well represented just about everywhere they go. But that'll be a really cool experience.
Absolutely.
Would you ever want a football game at Comerica Park?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Because?
I just like that.
You want the outdoor feel.
Well, I just like putting something different in a building that you always play this game. I'm all about that. Like when they did the Frozen 4, all that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool.
Well, the Frozen 4 was actually at Ford Field, okay? So that's where that was. They did a Red Wings game at Comerica Park, okay? And I actually called the Marlins and the Griffins with Mickey Redmond and a warm-up for that.
Very cool.
And then I called the Michigan State game at Michigan, as well as at Michigan State years ago, prior to when Mark Hollis put it together, which I think is fantastic. But if you're a football team and you're going to go and play at Comerica Park, why not just play at Ford Field, which is an elite place to play football and is perfect for football and gives you all the conditions many people would want to play football?
Well, you said it already with the outdoor factor. I love the outdoor factor because we don't see that from our pro football team here. But again, it just really comes down to the contrast.
Something different. You want to be something different.
Jamie Foxx is known for throwing parties in Hollywood where he gets like a petting zoo, a mariachi band, and then a third thing that's just completely different. So
awesome.
give me a wild game in
Okay.
a stadium that doesn't normally house.
I like that. Yeah. Hey, if they can have a concert there, why can't they have a football game?
100.
I'm just trying to think of the partnership, if there is such, between Ford Field and the folks with the Lions and Comerica Park and the folks with the Tigers on how Ford Field might think about something like that. And, of course, Michigan and Michigan State, why would they do it? Oh, I'm wrong. Michigan State actually is doing it, but doing it at Ford Field at the end of the regular season.
I got to see Chef Curry drop threes at Ford Field. That was so damn cool. Give me a Pistons game outdoors at Comerica.
No.
Come May,
You can't
come
do
April. You say you can't, Shep. I'll do it. Let's go, man.
Players don't want that with wind affecting it.
I know it, man.
At some point, we have to recognize it's not for us.
Yeah.
It's for them.
I would watch a preseason game outside.
Hell
though.
yes,
I
you
okay.
would.
Not a
Kool-Aid.
regular season one.
All right.
Quick
I agree with you.
Now
on the
that would
elements.
be so fun,
can I just
though,
make
man.
this suggestion? You still have to have it covered in case of weather.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
So-
you just put a flag up. See where the wind's blowing, man.
Well, you're going to want people to show up.
Well,
all right?
Yeah, well, you cover the
Okay.
stands, not the court. They slip and slide. It's fine.
Well, that's easy until Cade Cunningham slips and
Yeah,
twists an ACL,
yeah.
and then
Thank
you
you,
know
Seth.
what? The
Thank
first
you.
person on Woodward Sports Network the next day is Anson going, "Why the hell would you do that? It's so stupid.
Why would you play
I
outside?
can't believe you would
It's
do
crazy.
something like that.
What are you
What are you
thinking?"
playing this guy in a preseason game for?"
And then Kool-Aid doesn't show up to work for a week.
Oh, hey, listen, we would go have to
Kool-Aid
knock
wouldn't
on
get out
his
of
front
bed for a
door,
week, bro.
knock on the door, and say, "Hey, are you
I'll be
okay
in my
in there?
car playing.
Please make sure. Just
You
give
already
us
know
a
the
sign."
answer.
Holy
He's not
cow.
good. He's not good
Did
at all.
Did you guys like that MSU played on an aircraft carrier?
Yes.
I think twice.
I
You guys like
did.
that?
Dude,
I
that's
did.
what I'm talking
Yeah. It
about,
was fire.
man.
I liked
have
it,
to admit.
but
Yeah, I liked it too.
okay.
Give me your
I don't know. Will they? Do you think anybody will do that again?
I think so. It's gained a lot of traction on social media over the years of like, this is so cool, and I'm just reading the comments that people liked it. So and
I've got to get together with this because the whole belief that just because social media thinks it's cool, that should be done. If there's an athletic director out there, literally, if he or she are doing things because it's getting a lot of traction on social media, you better review his resume a little bit.
Hey, Ryan.
Because you've
before-
got to do it for the teams and whether or not it's good for your team and your program, first and foremost,
Ryan,
right?
how many times before the show in a conversation with Shep has he said, "Who are they? Who are they?"
That's like
They are the vocal minority, as we've established.
That is so true.
that's like Neil's version. Or that's like Shep's version of Neil's. Was I lied to? That's basically
Yeah.
what it is.
I was told.
I was told.
I also think it's a good thing to honor the military and all that fun stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a great
That
thing.
was
I
awesome.
think it was. Look, it was the ingenuity is really special. I thought it's like when Michigan State and Michigan played at Spartan Stadium. Mark Hollis came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mark Hollis. It was fantastic. Called that game with Fred Pletch and Billy Jaffe, and it was special. It really was, and it was all week though. It was warm. They thought they were going to have to cancel it. How it happened? Because remember that was in late October. How it happened, I'll never know, but we got an ice storm out of nowhere. And then we were able to play that game. It was 3-3. It was spectacular. There were a ton of pros on the ice at the same time. And I'll never forget covering the Wings. I believe we were in St. Louis, and I was interviewing Wayne Gretzky. He watched that game. When I found out he watched that game, I was like, you're kidding me. I couldn't believe that I was actually calling a game that Wayne Gretzky was watching. So I love the ingenuity.
Shout out,
I love that. I think it's fantastic. I just don't know if you could play a Pistons preseason game at Shane Park or something like that.
Oh, hell
That's
yes.
all. It would be
Shane Park?
It would be pretty cool.
Come on.
Or in the words of Kool-Aid, that would be dope.
That would be dope.
But
I watch finals games.
but I would really worry about that if I owned the team.
When I was
Okay?
10, I got to watch Isaiah Thomas's post-camp All-Star game with like Magic and everybody down at St. Cecilia's. Let's have a game at St. Cecilia's.
Well,
Limited
you got to fix
invite.
it first. You got to fix it
No,
up first.
no fixing. No fixing.
No.
Limited invite.
That boy,
you-
47 of us in there.
He hasn't been down there.
It's
It's been a while.
That's
since I've been
blatantly
down there.
obvious.
It's been a while.
He has
since
not
I've
been
in the
down there.
building. It's been
Okay.
a long time.
Speaking of
Just
that, go
one
ahead.
thing real
Yeah.
quick. You guys were talking about well represented with Michigan, and Shep, it just got me thinking, with some of the road broadcasts you have called, what are some of the more memorable, well-attended games? Because when I was a kid growing up, I remember some of those Red Wing games were well-attended no matter where they went. Tigers games. When I got a little bit older, I started seeing a little bit more Tigers fans out on the road, too. It just got me thinking, because I think that Detroit fans travel pretty well.
Yeah, I think the Red Wings fans probably more than any, especially when you go to Arizona and you go to Los Angeles and places like that. It's tougher when you're out east and you're going to an original six like the Rangers or Boston or something like that. So I think that's a little challenging. I can't say that there's been the Lions-like takeover of any of the games that I've necessarily called. I've called games from some of the most iconic stadiums and arenas that you can think of, so I really appreciate all those opportunities, but I can't think of there's anything special like the aircraft carrier that we were talking
was
about
fire.
where Michigan State. That is fire. That's absolutely fire. I mean, I've called games in
I
Europe.
was jealous of that as a
Okay.
Michigan fan.
It really is. It's brilliant. And now the only problem with that is how do you get that as a reoccurring theme? That's really challenging from a unique perspective, isn't it? I said this. Remember when Jim Harbaugh first got to Michigan, and they had the stars all come out when they paraded all their recruits?
Oh, the signing of the stars?
Yeah. I was talking with Michigan people back then, and I said to them, this is probably not the smartest idea. And they said, why? It's fantastic. Think about all these guys who are coming out here and meeting Derek Jeter and meeting Tom Brady. I said, because you basically put all your eggs in one basket. How do you make this better next year? How do you keep this going? It's impossible. And, of course, they couldn't. They did it for 2 years and then stopped. It's the same thing. As great as it is for Michigan State to play on the aircraft carrier, and I would never say don't do it, but how do you do that over and over and over again and make it a unique experience?
You lower the supply, so you up the demand. You don't do it every year.
Right.
You do something different every couple of years, and it just blows people's mind. Like aircraft carrier, outdoor, Michigan Stadium, you have to dial up something different.
Yeah.
And if you repeat it each and every year, it loses its newness and excitement.
Right.
Excitement, you know.
Could
It-
you pull
it's
it off
almost
with
like
different
the-
teams every year, though? One game, different team?
Yeah, I think there should be something
that
like
would
that.
help. That would
I
help.
think that would work. Maybe different aircraft carriers, depending on where it is in the world.
now
You
we
could
could-
go to
This
to
year on the
something like that.
Destroyer.
That actually, I like that.
You know, you could do something along those lines. Would it ever get old? I don't think it would.
I think it's such a unique
I like
venue,
it.
though, so I think people like it anyway.
Chat,
I agree.
Chat, hit us with some ridiculous combos. Like the most ridiculous combos you can come up with.
Who are you
Think
talking to?
the chat. Think
Oh, the chat.
aircraft carrier,
Not
and then
social
take it
media,
to
our
another
chat.
level. Our chat, guys. Give us something. Give us a combo. The contrast combo game, outdoors, indoors.
Or where's a place you've
Yes.
gone and witnessed a
No,
sporting
no.
event?
Where do you
that-
want to go? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
It'd be fun.
And I don't mean, and we're not talking about the specific sport. Like a lot of people will say, I want to go to Fenway Park. Okay, well, that's great, and I would encourage you to do that, by the way. But that's where baseball is played. They have the what's the name of that bowl game there at Fenway? They also have one in New York. the Pinstripes Bowl in New York. I forget the one in Boston. Would you want to go see that just for the sake of seeing it? Let me give you a quick example. They tried to duplicate the outdoor. Cold War was at MSU, okay? And then at Michigan with over 100,000, that was fantastic, okay? Fireworks and all that other stuff. That was the Big Chill. You know what they had the following year? People don't remember this. I only remember because I called it. It was in Cleveland. It was in Michigan, Ohio State, at Progressive Field. Back then it was a different name, but that's where they had it. It wasn't well attended at all, and it was not a good event. You've got it's not that you got to have fannies in the seats. Of course, you got to have that. There's got to be an atmosphere. There's got to be a mood. There's got to be a connection when you're going to have an event like that, right? So my hope is that that's what they have going in Chicago tomorrow between Michigan and Northwestern. What else would you want to see and where?
It's called Wasabi Fenway Bowl, by the way.
Thank you. Wasabi family.
Give me a full one, Shep.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a full one.
So you got that. Where would you like to go? Now you guys would like a basketball game, but again, let me just reiterate: it's tough outdoors. Michigan State will tell you that too. It's tough outdoors. Where would you want to see that played? Think about it for a moment, and if it's something else, like let's face it, what is the best besides the outdoor hockey game? Which, by the way, many people feel like the Winter Classic is old. Okay, but besides the outdoor hockey game that I was just talking about, Michigan State. What's the best? I think the best is baseball in Iowa. When you have the Field of Dreams,
That's cool.
that and the reason
almost cheating.
it's really cool is because you don't have a lot of people there. The players walk through the corn. It's once a year. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
What else could you have? Something like that. Like, what if you played a basketball game on a farm, bear with me here, with a decent court, and they were peach baskets.
Just outside of French Lick?
Something like that, in Indiana. And you have wooden backboards.
Oh, please.
Like they have at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Dunk on that peach basket.
Yeah, I know. Somebody would want to tear it down. I get that. But you can make it. It doesn't have to be the obvious, hey, I just made this in George's garage. I'm talking about making it where it looks like that, and you can have a
And
certain
you know what?
composite.
I see Randall Smalls. He says that
Where is he?
would love
Is
to
he
be
here?
No, in our chat, family. Shout out to Randall Smalls and all of you there. Make sure you smash that like button.
Smash it.
Somebody in the chat is
Pound
Shep
it.
777 says football at Madison Square Garden. Ooh. But Randall Small says somewhere on a sunny beach. And you know what? It got me to thinking about and one basketball and their tours.
Yeah.
Indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
And when they're out in California, sometimes it will be outdoors off the beach. That setting would be so cool.
That would be with Muscle Beach in the backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good one, Randall. Now, football at Madison Square Garden, correct me if I'm wrong, they did play indoor football there. Arena football. I believe that's where it was. So I could be wrong there. But that's a really good one.
The infrastructure is not there, much less like the area.
It's okay. It's
There's
okay. These are
plenty of
ideas.
space.
Anson. Yeah, ideas.
Michigan State from Belle Isle.
Yes, I was thinking Belle Isle too.
I
Some
like
sporting event on
that.
Belle Isle.
Dude,
That's my guess.
It's
job.
the nation's
They did a great
largest
breeder.
city park.
good job.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Just remember, there's going to be a new facility going up there sometime soon. But that's a really good one. I like that.
Can they facilitate some type of hockey game out there on Belle Isle?
I don't know why they would do that if they have the downtown area
That's
instead.
Oh.
But I like the
Right on the Detroit River? Frozen over Detroit River? Let's do it.
Now there you go.
That would be so
that
cool.
is thinking, right?
Toronto Maple Leafs versus Michigan, the border battle.
How about
versus
that?
the Red Wings. Let's
What
go.
if you
How
did
do we get
something,
Anson on the DDA?
dude? What if you do something on a lake or or
So cool.
that would be the
So
Detroit
cool.
River. You could have people on each side as part of their fans.
Oh, man.
That would be stellar.
That would be so cool.
Great idea, dude.
would be so
That
cool.
would be awesome.
I would love like a dope boxing match. One of our legends here, one of our hometown favorites, or even if it's Clarissa Shields boxing somewhere out on Belle Isle. Like you got my mind really thinking on that Belle Isle, and something swanky too. Like if we're covering it, we're showing up in our best, in our suits and such. Red
Well,
carpet
there's
affair.
the Detroit Yacht Club
Something
right there.
really-
so
right.
you have all
Bingo.
that.
Pregame,
Yeah.
pregame
right.
show
There's your pregame
from the DYC.
right? I like that.
I love it.
See, we're
Cleans
cooking
up
with
well,
gas
too.
right
Yes,
now.
we are.
I'm telling you, the
Yes, we
Detroit
are.
Sports Commission should be watching this show.
I hope that they are. You know, another one, and I believe that they did this maybe 10 or so years ago, was play a basketball game at the Jennison Fieldhouse in East
Oh,
Lansing.
they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic.
I love that
right?
old building.
I do
man.
too.
That,
I
that
do
just
too.
is
It was a classic place.
basketball nostalgia.
And,
man.
and not just
Smells
because
like
it's
hoops,
old.
sounds like hoops.
Not just because it's old, because there's plenty of places that were old. I've called
Lot of
games in
lore there.
Inglewood,
Lot
all
of
right,
lore there.
at the Forum in Los Angeles.
Now, see, that's number 2. That's building number 2. I want to go see a game.
It's a pigsty.
I know, but I like that old pitch.
Just because they're old doesn't mean they're great. Some old places are great.
Does the Forum still stand?
I have no idea. I would hope not. It was awful.
Did you go to Boston Garden?
I had never been to Boston Garden. I've been to TD Waterhouse, but I'd never been to Boston Garden.
You know what? There's a super chat here. Before I read that, I think it got my mind thinking even more. Even concerts, shows, and such. You talk about what they did down there, out in front of what the new
train
Detroit
station.
Central Park, in front of the train station. That was awesome.
it was.
Michael Wary though, $2 super chat, number 1 in the chat.
Like
today,
police.
says, MLB All-Star Game at the Field of Dreams.
That would be super cool, man.
Can I give you one just to, I would hope, I'm not trying to trump people here, but how about in Hamtramck at that ballpark?
See, I
Where-
was thinking about that.
Hamtramck is a
Something
cool
at
field,
the
man.
at the
Like a real
the
community,
DCF
like-
field.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. It's the
You can't play
original.
football there.
No. It's the original baseball park, Hamtramck, the Negro Leagues. Oh. There. Okay. That's what I'm talking. They're refurbishing that, and that would be a fantastic place to have some type of. If you don't want, you're not going to play. You're not going to play the Major League Baseball All-Star Game there. That's not one. But could you have one event there?
Sure.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Anson money here. They want as many corporate people in the stands. And I'm sorry, but this is the reality of what we got to go through.
You
They
got
want
to
as-
sell booths, Shep.
Yeah, they want as many people in the which always kills me. So when I've brought this up to people before about this idea, and they quickly turn their back on me, it's almost like Ryan looking at his phone. Everything Ryan's got to be right here, right? So just kidding. Had to get one more dig before he leaves. I used to say to him, wait a minute, at the Field of Dreams in Iowa, it's not like you got a lot of people there. You got corporate people there, right? So why can't you have something like that in Hamtramck? I think that would be a special moment.
How about UK versus India?
Nope.
At the old Tiger Stadium in a game of cricket.
Yeah.
I know
No,
you're a big
thanks.
cricket guy,
Yeah.
Shep.
No thanks. You know what's there
People
now,
would
though.
travel all over for that
You know
one.
what? That's the Police Athletic League right now. Yeah, they've done a great job.
Hey,
with
you
that.
got people excited about that the field, brother. Michael Wary said, I forgot about that field. Nice Shep, Randall Small Shep. You are reading my mind. Good call, Shep. It would be great PR.
Yeah, it would be really cool, man. I would love to see people come out and do something like that. And it's another way to showcase the historical significance this city has. I think it'd be really cool. Well, that's a lot of fun, man. I mean, anybody in the chat has something that they would like to see. I don't know if you're going to see Michigan Northwestern. I had a chance to go, but I'm going to East Lansing tomorrow instead.
Oh, what a excellent choice.
Well-
you have two choices. You got a pile of poop in one hand, and you got a great weekend in the other, and you chose the great weekend. Shep,
Well, I don't.
appreciate that.
Neither one would have been bad, quite honestly, because
The one you
if
go
if
to
I'd
might
have
not be
gone to
full.
Chicago, I'd see my oldest boy, which is great. But I'm going to East Lansing because it's my daughter's in a Michigan State sorority, and it's Dad's weekend.
What sorority?
I'm not telling. I'm not going to say. She's a senior. She's been on the board for 4 years, or 3 years. So she's enjoyed her time there. So anyway, so that's where we're going. But I've got friends who are going to Wrigley Field to check that out. It really is. I'm surprised you've never been there. That really is surprising
All
to
I
me.
want to do is guess what sorority she's in.
I know. But I really like. I don't like Wrigley Field that much. I like Wrigleyville. It's really cool. When I think it was 3 years ago, Zach Brown Band was at Wrigley, and Tigers had a day game, so played a day game in Chicago South Side, which is one of the worst ballparks in all of baseball, and then that night went and saw Zach Brown Band at
It's a good
Wrigley.
band to go to.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Shep, I've traveled all over the world, all over the country, and now that I think about it, I've only been to PNC Park,
Okay.
wherever the Heat plays down in Miami, and the Alamo Dome for Game 7 in 05.
Oh, heartbreak.
The Alamo Dome. Oh my God.
It was the worst.
Oh,
we were
man.
up 9 with 7 minutes left.
Hey, listen. When you're on your way to the Alamo Dome and you're driving down that street and then you turn left and you go in there and there's all this rodeo stuff and you're like, where the hell am I? First of all, you're driving down the street and if that were a college campus, you wouldn't be able to bring anybody there because it's just absolute slumville, right? Terrible little houses.
And then there's one street that you have to wrap all the way around to enter into the parking lot just for the stadium. We sat in a cab for 40 minutes, didn't even leave the stadium, and had to walk 2 miles home. We were ahead of everybody. That is the worst design setup ever.
It's bad.
Riverwalk is nice, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. I wouldn't know about that part, unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, because I usually go in on the team bus. But I can't believe how in the hell you put a stadium or an arena there. That's why they're
humble brag over there. I usually arrive on the team
well,
bus.
that's why why they are getting a new arena, and rightfully so.
That thing was.
Look at Dallas's arena. That's a beautiful place to play basketball.
Alamo Dome was well suited for an OHL minor league franchise in hockey.
Yeah,
That's about it.
yeah.
And Randall Smalls in the chat says, how about a wiffle ball game at Old Tiger Stadium? How do we get wiffle ball or softball there? Woodward invitation or something? That would be pretty dope.
We can talk to Freddie Hunter,
Kickball,
who runs PAL. He's a great dude.
that
We
would
could
be
go
awesome.
out. We could
do it for some
actually help
benefit.
some kids and then ask to participate. The wiffle ball would be. I mean, you pull the fences in. How about a kickball game? Somebody will pull.
what I'm talking
about.
Were you gonna say that?
I just did.
Oh.
Kickball, DKL, Detroit Kickball League or something. They're pretty big now. They play down at Belle Isle. And
How big? When you say they're pretty big now, what do you mean by that?
Well, they've been around for 20 years now, and they've got probably good 8 teams, but it's a drunken league. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
They
All
play
right.
down on Belle Isle, but it's got a following in Detroit. I bet people will come out for it.
If it's-
Especially you put Megatron's big leg out there. Come on, guys, blasting it into Windsor.
Somebody just put this in the chat. Crazy Clown. I never been to a Pistons game.
I miss Crazy Clown.
Yeah,
How you
my
been,
heart
buddy?
is hurting for him. And he supports the content.
Kool-Aid can change
Do
that
you
for
think
you.
that's true? I got to call BS.
I don't know, but
I don't think he would
wasn't missing
admit
anything for
that
like
if it
15
wasn't
years.
true.
How is that
Clown,
possible?
one of our regulars, man.
He wild, but he's not a liar.
Yeah.
Shout out Crazy Clown.
Wow. That's stunning to me. Not at the Palace? Not at the Silverdome?
I've been to 3.
Not at Cobo?
I've been to 3 Red Wing games in my life.
At Joe Louis or at
I've
Little
been to
Caesars?
2 Michigan State basketball games in my life. I went to the 97 Immaculate Interception Michigan State game. It's the only college football game I've ever been to. Not a bad game to be at.
I don't.
Shout out Lavelle Richardson for those first
absolutely
row
stunning.
family section seats.
That is.
Now, I've been to probably 1,000 Pistons games.
I've only been a couple.
I haven't been to a Lions
I've been
game
to
in
I've been
over
to
10
I've been to a
years.
lot of Pistons games over my life. I can't say that I've been to 1,000. 1,000 is pretty
It's
steep.
a lot.
Well, 25 years at 40 plus games a year.
Yeah,
math.
that's a lot. 40 plus games a year. That's incredible.
I mean,
That stuns me that somebody. He's from Detroit, right? Crazy Clown's from Detroit, I assume. To have never been to a Piston game. Maybe we can try to help him change that. I'd love for him to go.
Kool-Aid can remedy.
That would be.
Let's definitely
can we
do that.
work toward that and see what we could do for him? If
We
he
definitely
wants
will.
to go, if he wants to go.
Guys, I've never been to the Academy Awards. Can we make this happen as well?
No, that's you won't get those 3 hours back in your lifetime.
I don't really want to go to that.
Worthless.
I did go to the AMAs and sat right next to Mike Tyson back in 03.
Oh,
It was pretty cool and intimidating as hell.
And how was that conversation?
He
I would love to know.
He
I would
did-
love to know
Hey,
what you
Anthony,
talked to him about.
I was like, how are you, Mr. Tyson? How you doing, my friend? And that was it.
You called him Mr. Tyson?
Yeah, hell yeah. Did I say Mike?
Okay.
Come on, man.
hey, I just watched The Hangover recently. Great performance.
Yeah. He's a
Hangover's
good
awesome,
actor.
bro.
It's my favorite part.
Wait, is that the first time you've watched The Hangover?
No.
That's your favorite part? Not where he wakes, where whatever the guy's name is, wakes up in his glasses and he's missing a tooth and there's a chicken walking around the room?
I have a favorite part, but I can't repeat what they say on air. So, but no,
It's streaming.
Shut up, Fox
It's streaming.
two.
Nobody cares.
but Tyson, when he just he's my favorite part, and then just punches Allen right in the face.
Right in the Phil Collins. Dude, this is my favorite part, yeah. And then when they're watching the film of the tiger, man, what's wrong with you people? All right, when we come back, we're going to dive into football. John Morton, the offensive coordinator, said some things earlier this week, and a lot of people love taking their shots at it. I got a question for you, and it's a deep-rooted question I'd like you to think about and see what you have to say about that. That is coming up next on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports. After this, from Martin Jakes and Ven Johnson.
And
Did sneak up on you, did it?
am I talking
Okay.
Ben Johnson first?
Yeah, tell
Yes.
the people
Let's go
about Ben.
Johnson, man. You need a fighter in your corner.
You see that? He got your back right now.
Corporations are against you. The government's against you. Insurance companies are against you. You got to do whatever it takes to minimize the liability and withhold. They want to withhold your compensation. That's what they're going to do. So when something goes wrong, you make Ben Johnson your first call. Get a fighter in your corner. Contact Ben Johnson today at benfights.com.
Lots of sports going on this weekend. There's only one good place to watch it. It's Art and Jake Sports Bar and Grill, 6 locations throughout the state of Michigan. Wall-to-wall coverage, over 80 TVs, 22 draft beers on tap. They've got fan-favorite foods like wings and wraps and their signature fairway burgers. Usually, on a weekly basis, they've got some really good deals, like Monday nights is rib night, Wednesday night is fajitas and margaritas. Just check it out on their website. Check out their opportunities that they give to you with those really good-looking food, and all their great deals. Download the Art and Jake's app, join AJ's fan club, and make every game day a winning game day.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
Hey, cuffing season is here. You don't want to get fat this winter, and that means Planet Fitness
What's wrong with
is
that?
for
You body shaming people?
I am. over 2,700 clubs nationwide with 50 in Metro Detroit.
What
You better
ownership?
find yours so you can stay in shape this winter. You get that Black Card Spa where you can recover with hydro massage and other innovative amenities. You bring a guest free anytime, and your monthly cost is only $24.99. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness, exciting new membership they have with the Lions. Want to win 2 tickets to every Lions regular season home game? Visit any of their 50 locations in Metro Detroit, and you can enter to win there.
Big weekend of football, man. So you want to make sure you're in front of the TV or with your buddies at the game. And what are you going to be doing? You're going to be partying like it's 1989. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles. That's Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. When you're walking around campus at Michigan State or you're walking around Wrigley Field, you don't want to feel bloated. You don't want to feel heavy. I'm not going to say fat because that's what Anson just said, even though I just said it. You want to feel light and enjoy your drinks. It's only 100 calories, and Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea keeps you in the perfect mood for perfect tailgates and couch gates or wherever you're watching football. This season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, and please drink responsibly.
Shep, it's funny you said party like it's 1989 because a week ago,
Prince,
I took a screenshot of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, and my exact same tweet said party like it's 1989. Pistons number 1, Bulls number 2, Cavs number 3.
That was 1989. The Cavs were number 3 in 1989.
That was when they had Mark Price and Kerr.
Oh, I know, and Brad Doherty, yeah, but they were third, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh, gotcha.
Man, if Price didn't get hurt that year, they had a hell
He's
of
a good
squad.
player.
He was.
He actually was. He was a really good player, really good passer, excellent free throw shooter, and
John Stockton
very.
East.
Why? Because they're both white point guards.
Yes, sir. White and slow and smart.
Hey, by the way, Shep,
I don't think Stockton was slow at all.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
By the way, my sister appreciates the Prince reference. That's
She
her
does.
favorite artist.
Oh, okay. All right.
John Stockton, one of the dirtiest players in NBA history.
Dirty?
Yeah, I would go.
Oh, yes.
I would say
Was he?
absolutely not.
Top
but
10.
okay.
Oh,
okay.
no, you ask around. Like, he was dirty, clutching, grabbing.
Okay,
secret
so
stuff
this
behind
is what happens oftentimes when you and I. Who did you ask?
I saw this in a round forum of old school NBA Hall of Famers. And they all said, oh, don't sleep on Johnny Stockton. That guy was the dirtiest guy ever to play against. Like, you couldn't let your guard down with him for a moment. This was not the vocal minority. This was the vocal Hall of Famers.
I got you. Okay. All right.
Which was shocking to me because he just seems like he's do everything right type of guy he was kind of hailed as. But him and Karl Malone, people didn't like playing against him. It wasn't just because they were good.
Yeah, combined together, really, really good. So just so I'm clear here, I want to make sure we got this right. You would consider him dirtier than who? So would you say Ron Artest? Would you say no? This is going to get personal. This is going to get sensitive.
I'm going to say no, considering what Ron Artest went out and did.
Okay.
Not more than Lambeer.
I was going to say Lambeer.
I know.
I was going to say Dennis Rodman.
No.
Okay.
You're talking top 3 of the 10, though, right there.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Well,
I still got 7 more spots to slot him in, Shep.
All right.
I love Dennis Rodman, but man,
I could go a few more.
Keep going.
All right.
Let's
I mean, there's a few other guys I think, like Joakim Noah.
Yeah, he was a little dirty, but
Okay.
I mean, I think the thing that
Charles Oakley would come to mind.
Oh, he's top 6 for sure.
Okay. How about Rajon Rondo?
Ooh. Oh, I'm going Stockton.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going Stockton.
All right.
Delonte West. Oh, we going Delonte West.
Yeah. Well, how about
he's as dirty as they get.
How about Rasheed Wallace? I'm a fan of his, so probably not.
I didn't find him so much a dirty player as he was a volatile one.
Okay.
You know what? I like that distinction.
That is a good distinction. Yeah.
I mean, he got techs. He wasn't throwing elbows.
Yeah, that you're right. Techs don't mandate that you're dirty.
Correct.
You get
you're just wild.
Right. Bruce Bowen.
Now, when you start talking about those guys and you get into the Bowens and what was Raja Bell, those guys had to be dirty to be what they were considered, which was a defensive stopper. So that's
so you're giving him a pass.
No, I'm not giving him a pass. I like that you brought those guys up because that brings in a whole new crew of guys that like their play had like that's what they brought to the table to be able to not shut down but keep up with a Kobe or frustrate a Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
How about Scottie Pippen?
You ain't gonna get anything.
I see Karl Malone and Charles Oakley come up in the chat. Michael Wary says Charles Oakley.
Yep.
Thomas Woodford says Karl Malone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Karl Malone loved the elbows, man.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying you said one of the dirtiest players of all time very confidently, and I just brought up about 8 guys off the cuff. I mean, I could go more if you wanted.
I think you brought up 6 that I agree are above there. I would not put Bruce Bowen above him. Honestly,
some people think Bruce Bowen's the dirtiest. He'd slip his foot underneath.
Back in the day, I remember the rhetoric was he was dirty.
I'm going to be sending Shep some clips of old school players talking about John Stockton.
I don't know if that's going to convince me one way or the other.
That's okay.
To be
I'm
honest
still
with
sending
you.
it.
Okay. If you do some additional research other than listening to a podcast, you might change your mind.
I don't own a TV. I watch old Larry Bird stories, and I watch the Pivot.
You know what? That's funny you say that. It's so funny you say that about Larry Bird because I was not a Larry Bird fan. Why would I be?
Hell
right?
No.
Steel Weber.
But now you are.
Well, I think I've grown to appreciate him
respect.
more. Okay, I've always respected
Just
him.
like Jordan.
I cannot like a player and respect the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do not like. I never liked anybody on the Celtics, but I can respect it. I never liked Michael Jordan, but I respect him. Okay, and the same thing with LeBron James. Can't stand him, but I respect him as a basketball player.
Sure.
Larry Bird, the amount of, to your point, people talking about him and the clips that you see, even though I watched most of his career, you look at that and you're like, man, that dude was just ice cold-blooded and so good. And really makes you appreciate him. Anyway, good stuff.
84, 85 Larry Bird or the field?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not even sure Larry Bird gets enough credit.
84, 85 Bird might be the greatest season any NBA player's ever had.
Yeah, I mean, Will Chamberlain would probably challenge that.
And I will support Will Chamberlain. We got into it yesterday about him.
I mean, let's be careful. Let's not get too hyperbolic because we're talking about one specific player. But I'm not sure he gets nearly enough credit because when people talk about, these are always the fun conversations. You're going to a party this weekend. You're going out to dinner with people while the women are over here talking about whatever it is. You and your buddies are talking. Bring that up. Top 10 this. And it immediately evolves into a really strong debate, which I've always been in favor of. But if you said top 10 basketball players, I'll bet you most people who you talk to would not have him in their top 10.
Bird?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's because he's white and because he's considered not to be a premier athlete, but what he...
Well, you're right about that second part.
Yeah, but the problem is how many times, Kool-Aid, you've been on the court and some clunky white boy comes up, gets picked second to last, and just goes out there and frustrates the hell out of everybody. And that's what he was. But he had the ice cold veins. This guy... he started off at IU, and then he transferred to Indiana State. And he was playing intramural softball. He caught a ball barehanded, broke 3 of his fingers. To this day, his shooting hand, his right hand, he can't put flat on a table. That's the best shooter ever. But he was the best smack talk ever. The guy got into your head. Yeah. And I don't know if anybody outside of Michael Jordan had as high of self-belief in his game as Larry Bird did. And what he was able to do in the mid-'80s, people just don't understand. They're so focused on Showtime, they forgot what he did.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a lot of it is more about a lot of the flash that a lot of players had. And let's face it, he did some things that oftentimes went unnoticed, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
But if you talk to certain players who played with him and against him, they would tell you he is one of the top 10 players of all time. Now, that list constantly changes. I mean, people are going to sneak in eventually Victor Wembanyama. People eventually are going to sneak in maybe a Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's a possibility. I'm just saying it's going to fluctuate. But yeah, when I was watching back then, like I would bring up those names and people would be like, "Are you kidding me?" And then they'd reel off the more recent names. I'm like, I'd take Bird. I'd take Bird as a passer, and I'd take him as a shooter for sure.
I'm going to get slack for this. I'm going to get hell for this.
That's the reason you're going to say it.
Cade Cunningham reminds me more of Larry Bird than anybody that's playing right now. He's far more athletic.
Wait, he's not white?
He's far more athletic. He's half white. Am I wrong here? Am I wrong here?
No.
2025 is KG's white boy winner.
What does it?
He when he plays, he just plays at a slower pace that he's just waiting for you to make a mistake.
I think it's a more controlled pace. I don't think it's slow.
But it's controlled by him down to a slow pace until you make a mistake, and then he's by you. His touch passes, his ability to rebound, to defend, his back-to-basket
smooth
work.
jumper. It's a beautiful so many
smooth
people
operator.
So many people talk about Richard Hamilton as such a great mid-range shooter, and he was.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it. Cade Cunningham's ability. Cade Cunningham could get his shot better than Richard Hamilton could. Cade Cunningham's ability to just effortlessly hit 18-footers, I think, is a beautiful thing to see.
Surely is.
I would ask people this, and we didn't really want to get into the NBA stuff, but we can. He's one of the more enjoyable players to watch in the league. And I don't say that because he's a Piston. You guys know me, right? Not everything has to be Detroit related, even though I'm really proud. I think he's one of the more enjoyable players to watch in all of basketball.
He's accomplished at all three levels. One of the most accomplished three-level scorers in the NBA right now, period. He will take you to the rack. He can shoot it from three in the mid-range game, fade away, whatever. It doesn't matter. He can hit it all. Mm-hmm. But what he's been able to do by involving the rest of the team, but then you get a windmill dunk out of nowhere. I mean, I watch a lot of his high school footage, and the guy played above the rim all the time. You saw a lot of that at Oklahoma State, too.
I watched on Oklahoma State.
You didn't see it when he came here. He hadn't been healthy. This is his first truly healthy season. He's starting to play above the rim again a little bit, but the guy doesn't complain. The guy always is pushing. I mean, he just plays I don't want to say the right way. He plays the Detroit way. As much as it would have been interesting, the SGA and Giddey trade for Cade a few years ago, Cade was made for this city, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I go quite that far, but I love the tiered ability that he brings on a regular basis.
Yes,
For his size, windmill dunks, no offense, don't impress me. What impresses me is his vision on the floor, his leadership and how it's grown, and his limitless range, I would say. I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but I love that he'll pass up a more difficult shot, find a way to sneak his way into what he sees as a pocket to be a better shot. What were you going to say, Kool-Aid? Sorry.
No, I was just talking about Cade Cunningham this year in those improvements. Something that was pretty interesting to me was the aspect of turnovers. Right now, this is his second highest usage rate of his career, but it is his lowest turnover rate of his entire career at 12.5%. So the improvements, the game is slowing down. And where do you see the improvements most? What's happening in those fourth quarters and in the games? Some of those 1, 2, or 3 careless mistakes at the end of games, like last year that we saw, cutting those down. You see him scoring like the most points in the fourth quarter this year.
Yeah, and I believe he logs more minutes than anybody else in the NBA right now. I could be wrong, but I think
way more efficient in the fourth quarter.
Killer.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where you see the difference between the turnovers going down and that scoring going up is a correlation.
Well, and the ratio between his usage and turnovers last year was right on par with those heavy usage, high usage players, the superstars, the Hardens in the NBA. I don't want to call him a superstar still, but he's just one of those high usage.
Well, he's getting there.
Turns the record. He's still
he's still getting there. I still think the turnovers are too many. Okay,
well, the fact that he's brought it down, he's what, at 3.5.
He's about 3.6.
Okay, so he was at 4.3 last year, I believe.
Yep.
When you look
and
at
he's handling the ball
usage
more, so that's
versus
important.
The other guys that have his level of usage, they all have more turnovers per game. And that last year, it wasn't that way. So he's been awesome. Got to get himself.
Yeah, but those guys, I would
say
some of those guys, like Devin Booker, has more turnovers than he does on average. He doesn't handle the ball like Cade Cunningham does.
Sure.
Okay.
And that's where you see Cade's turnover percentage being better than some of those
and I
guys.
get that, but I still don't want to see 9 turns in a game.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't care how much you got. The reason you have the ball in your hand is because you're supposed to be trusted with the ball in your hand. All right. So you can talk about usage all you want. I'm talking about how many times you're giving it to the other team.
We came in here on Tuesday, after the triple-double. And Stick had read somewhere that he had 11 turnovers. So he starts to show about the quadruple-double. Then finally I pull up, I'm like,
no,
he had 2.
He had 2, right. Yeah.
I mean, he threw a lot of bricks up, but he had a G League 4th-string squad with him. So
to put things in perspective, too, just to compare it, Cade is sitting that usage at about 32.5%, turnover rate of 12.5%, whereas Devin Booker's sitting at about 31.7 usage, but a turnover percentage of 14.6.
Yeah, he shouldn't be handling the ball that much. He is literally catch shoot guy.
Yes.
Okay. Whereas Cade Cunningham is more, I can deck drive, I can catch shoot, I can create for me, and I can create for you. That's what I love most about him. Now, is he as good as certain guys like Donovan Mitchell? I mean, Donovan Mitchell can shoot the hell out of the ball, right? He's now in that conversation. Do I want to see a little bit longer of a resume? Look, I love what he does, right? He's done it for 2 years, basically.
Donovan?
No, Cade.
Jalen Brunson is one of those guys. So you talking about low turnover guy, clutch in the fourth quarter and leads his team. I think that he is that standard, in terms of being that performer that takes care of the ball and still outputs at a high level when his team needs it.
Too bad he can't defend a wet paper bag.
Yet all of us would take Cade Cunningham in a minute. Right?
Yes,
and I think just
100%.
About every person who has a sense of NBA acumen in their mind would take Cade Cunningham.
I believe Cade's the number 1 point guard in the East.
He's the number 2 point guard in the NBA.
In the NBA. That's what I said.
And I will take Cade Cunningham over Luka Doncic every single day of the year. You know what they call his shoes?
I don't care.
El Matador, because he lets everything by him. How are you going to let that be your nickname when you can't defend a wet paper bag? That guy, he might be the most accomplished scorer in the NBA, but he gives up just as many points as he scores.
But you know what? So when that happened, when that trade went down with Dallas, and I said something about his physique and about his inability to defend, just like James Harden. I used to make the same damn thing about James Harden. It was like, what are you, crazy? How can you say that? Luka Doncic, all this other stuff. I want guys who can play at both ends of the floor. That's why. Listen, that's why I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably my favorite player.
You must be from Detroit, my friend.
I just love him. I think he's phenomenal.
He is.
Right? And I also like the way he handles himself. Now, some people can argue he gets to the line too much, he gets favorable whistles. Yeah. Join the NBA crowd, okay? Cade Cunningham is going to start getting the same type of whistles.
He's going to get there.
Okay? And he deserves to get those same type of whistles.
And his team rallies to him the same way that the Thunder rallies to SGA. I talked about this yesterday on the BDE show. That squad, the Pistons, the only team in the NBA that reminds me of what I've seen over the last few years in OKC. 15 men strong, traveling to Vegas to each other. Doesn't matter whether it's a second, third, fourth, or first string. There's no lapse
with
in
that
defensive.
Togetherness too.
Yes, I mean,
the
we
only
saw
thing I would
Wednesday,
say to that, you got to be careful because we're not close to all the other teams. Okay, we don't know if those other teams are hanging out during the offseason, going to Vegas together and all that other stuff. They might be.
I watch a lot of Vegas.
They might be. Okay,
but you
that
see
doesn't.
them. You see the teams.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just saying we're acting like, oh my God, this is what everybody else aspires to be. When we don't, other teams might be doing that. Okay, so without getting too much, oh my God, look at what they've built. I've said this time and time again. Last 2 years, they're like a college team to me. Okay, and I think that's important. I do, but I don't know what other teams are doing. And quite honestly, I don't care what other teams are doing. I know most Detroit sports fans don't either. But they have built something, and I give Trajan Langdon a ton of credit because he recognized what was needed here and what was lacking. And the coach has brought them together, but so as, to your point, Cade Cunningham and the leadership. Mm-hmm. And it's
the
really
connector,
special.
As they called him.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to follow. It's fun to watch. It's a fun brand. It's interesting. The teams like the Lions are really fun to watch, are they not? I mean, wouldn't you think? I don't know if you know people out of town. My wife's from Massachusetts, so her family's out there. They like watching the Lions.
My family in the Carolinas think our team is like dope.
Yeah, so I get something from my wife's cousin every single weekend. Man, those Lions. He loves watching the Lions. He's a huge Patriots fan. Loves watching the Lions, though. Okay? I don't say it's his second team, but they do enjoy it. I think there's a lot of people in the NBA like watching the Pistons play.
There's a lot to like about them. I mean, this is the most athletic and high-flying Pistons team I've ever watched. You've got a guy that is a non-diva superstar that is, for all the reasons we just mentioned, is really fun to watch. And then you watch a guy like Asar and Amon Thompson. They're fascinating to the NBA public. They love those twins because they're probably two of the best athletes we've seen come into the league in the last 10 years. And then now Duren, this big carved piece of mahogany just owning people. Top 10, 9 category center right now. A guy that some people in Detroit were talking about trading last year.
Right.
This is a really fun team to watch. And then you go back to the Lions. You arguably, and maybe not even an argument, you have 10 players that are top 5 at their position.
Yeah.
From the punter to your quarterback and all kinds of sexy players in between. Because if you can't get excited to watch Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jahmyr Gibbs, you're not a football fan.
Well, there are certain guys for me with the Lions who I get excited to watch. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, gives you that adrenaline. Amon-Ra St. Brown to me is just a very steady player.
Did you know on third down you're seeing him though?
Yeah, I enjoy watching him play because I think he does so many things right.
Absolutely.
He truly is one of my favorite players. He doesn't necessarily excite me. The excitement for me is the big play capability.
Oh yeah.
And I think he is just one of those guys that makes me go, I'm going to watch him for sure. But Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams to a certain
Home run
extent,
hitters.
Jack Campbell on the defensive side, Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive side, Brian Branch on the defensive side. I think we can get excited about defensive players too. That's not just offensive.
And coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you rather watch than Dan Campbell give a press conference in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, you and I would. I don't know if fans give a crap about that.
I've
Maybe
seen
they
a
do.
lot of people on Twitter say, man, I love the Lions coach. I love it. People were making fun of him first year. Now I hear all the time, man, I wish we had a coach like that.
It is interesting how it's changed
Yes.
from they used to love the Mike McDaniels of the world, and they were laughing at Dan Campbell. Now
They did? They liked Mike
in
McDaniel?
reverse.
They did.
Yeah,
They
he was
did.
super
Wow.
In the
superstar
beginning,
4
they
years
loved
ago.
him, Shep.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He was GQ.
Wow.
GQ
Wow.
Mike.
Wow. Holy crap. I don't know how anybody in their right mind could watch that dude at any point in his coaching career.
Yeah.
I don't care if he wins the press conference or not. How in the world could you honestly say, I want to play for that dude, or I want to watch that guy deliver more injury reports to the media?
Yeah, but Shep and McDonald could go clothes shopping together. And the whole day would just...
talking about?
Because you're always so well-dressed. He's well-dressed. I just see you guys at Somerset, man. Just, day's gone already. Man, what'd you get? You guys all looking nice.
I don't think they would mess,
Shep
bro.
always just
I don't
for
think
nines,
they would
man.
mess.
Hey,
He's a professional. He'd make it work, but
Trust me this.
Shep is
my
a
wife
different
will
cut
back
of a
me up
man,
on
bro.
this. There's no flipping way I'm going to a mall. I don't go to malls.
My
Really?
apologies.
Hell no.
Only men's couture, my friend.
Hell no.
Only men's couture. He
Drive
shops downtown Birmingham.
I love this.
And along Woodward, downtown
No.
Detroit.
Did you say
No.
mahogany?
No, I'm telling you. Listen, just because I don't shop at the Salvation Army, but all I'm saying is my
that was
wife,
a dig.
my wife will tell you she cannot take me shopping because I hate it with a passion.
The hell
Like,
you got against the Salvation Army, Shep?
Nothing. I give there all the time.
I give it there all the time too.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Especially
Ryan.
volunteered
Oh my
there.
God.
So
You're a good
Salvation
person.
Army?
Give Salvation Army.
Oh no, that's courtesy of Mr. Everywhere Like Air, Christian Dorsey.
You can keep
Shout out.
the shirt down, please.
He's over there getting
Please.
He
undressed.
doesn't let me show my clothes or when I dance. So
Right.
don't do
I don't
that
think
dance
any.
ever again.
I don't think anybody in the
Bro, we
chat
just
does.
got YouTube back, man.
Yeah.
YouTube's down for
I'll
another.
pull out a nipple if you want.
No, that's okay. That's okay. We'll go to break here. Again, John Morton.
Flash me Friday.
What the
let's
offensive
go.
coordinator had to say, and we'll have some reaction to that when we come back after this from Smoothie King. Smoothie King. See, in this show, here's what happens. Kool-Aid writes something on a whiteboard that really helps you know exactly where you're going.
Well, each one of them does something different. Today, I'm on board. And hey, everyone.
Hey,
it's-
listen, when you're Zach McKinstry, you better know what you're doing. You won a Silver Slugger, by the way.
Fire up chips.
Didn't necessarily deserve it,
It
but
was Ben Rice that probably outperformed him there.
oh,
but,
for sure.
That's
If
okay.
people if those numbers associated with Ben Rice were a Tiger, people in the chat, social media would be livid.
Don't get Shep started.
Would be livid.
Don't get Shep started. Hey, everyone. It's not Braylon Edwards, and I want to invite you to be part of something special. Our Smoothie King Athlete of the Week program is all about recognizing student athletes in southeastern Michigan who bring hustle, leadership, grit, and a big impact to the community. Every Friday, we'll give a shout out to one standout athlete right here on the show, and at the end of 12 weeks, all 12 winners will come together for a live on-air interview event right here at the WSN studio. Smoothie King is also gifting each winner one free smoothie a week for a year for you to enjoy and share with your fellow teammates. Scan that QR code on the screen, nominate somebody today, and let's celebrate these young stars.
It's going to get cold here pretty soon. Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning knows that. They've been taking care of you and your neighbors in Metro Detroit for over 40 years, treating customers like family and giving you reliable, friendly service. Check out their new and improved website, sharonsheating.com. They've added a few customer-friendly options, such as DTE gas customers getting a free furnace tune-up through the end of the year, free instant estimates for equipment replacement, online filter purchasing directly from the website, and more. Give them a call, 734-238-3805. Tell them the Woodward Sports Crew sent you, specifically the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? You should see what I did there. Go Red Wings. From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Outkick Your Coverage is back. It's year 3 of celebrating ugly guys with hot girls. Shout out to Stick, man. It just sounds like him writing this. But Woodward Sports and Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning want to reward you for outkicking your coverage. That's right. If your significant other is hotter than you, you could win tickets to the Detroit versus New York football game on November 23rd. So make sure you go and find that pic of her with the average-looking one of you and post it to your X account or Instagram. Make sure that you tag at Woodward Sports or use hashtag Woodward Outkick to enter. Once again, that is at Woodward Sports and hashtag Woodward Outkick to enter. We will announce a winner on Friday, November 21st, and you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers inside of Ford Field. So find the best pick of her, the worst pick of you, and show us all how you outkicked your coverage from Woodward Sports and Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Caesar Sportsbook. Head over there if you are looking to place any bets for this weekend. Maybe Penn State money line to beat the Spartans this weekend. I think that's probably going to happen. And if you want to place your first bet.
I like how you slipped that in there.
Place your first. Hey, we got a Spartan at the table. We typically don't have Spartans in the show, so I had to make sure we slipped that one in there. But anyway, if you're a first-time user, scan the QR code on your screen or enter code Woodward1000. If your first bet does not hit, you get that money right back. Maximum deposit of $1,000, minimum bet of just $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports.
We back, man. It's just funny seeing the Caleb thing behind us because I know Shep hates it. And
I don't hate it. Let's be careful. I don't hate it. I just wonder why he's in it.
Because he's a catfish.
He's not a bad-looking dude there.
He's a catfish. He catfished the whole nation. They all thought he was a...
That has nothing to do with looks.
Like you knock think we could have found a better representation for outkicking their cover.
Ben Johnson.
I'm looking for Quasimodo here, okay? And I don't get it. I get it. I don't have a problem with it because people don't like the Bears. I don't like the Bears either. Why not Jordan Love?
They just came.
Why not J.J. McCarthy?
They just came straight from the nail salon. Too.
You talking about you mean 9?
I was just going to say maybe they did. Just
National
you remember 9?
J.J. McCarthy?
9.
Yeah.
Not number. It's not number. I call him 9. That's what I call him. Oh my God.
Dates are real easy with Caleb. He just takes them to the nail hut.
Yep.
It's not wrong.
It's so odd. You know what's stranger than that? Let me tell you what's stranger than that. When he was at USC, Kirk Herbstreit sat him down and they talked about it. And
They did. He was like painting his nails on.
And Kirk Herbstreit's like, oh yeah, it's really cool, all this other stuff. Deep down inside, I'll guarantee he got in the car with his dog in the back seat going, that's weird. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
That's strange. That's an odd thing. Hey, just out of curiosity, you take your slight swipes at MSU, and I know you did it for Anson. For Michigan fans, and you're a big Michigan fan. You didn't go there, but you're a big Michigan fan. You do concentrate on Michigan State, even though you constantly tell us that they don't worry you at all. Why do you take such great concentration on them?
It's just because when I know that
it's on brand for Michigan fan, especially when they
hold
didn't
on.
go to Michigan.
You do the same thing. You do the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm alumni.
Oh, that doesn't.
It does.
Oh, okay.
It does.
All right.
It matters.
Okay. So you can't have an opinion on anything other than unless you've gone there, is what you're saying.
See, that never makes sense.
When you're obsessed with hating,
it makes no sense.
When you're obsessed with hating a school that you did not go to
way.
the rival of, you have an issue.
Hey, I still root for. Hey, I stayed up and watched Tuesday night action when they beat Buffalo. So I still root and watch CMU football. So, but
you went there, so that
and I have friends on the team still, but
yeah.
But no,
and a friend on the team who laid out the CMU clothing for Connor Stallions.
Oh my God!
Revelation this week.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Squeaky hammer versus
Ryan.
real hammer.
Go ahead.
Why? Because I think Michigan State, just little bro. They stay do little bro things, and they got more vacated wins. By the way, Jonathan Smith has 0 Big Ten wins in his whole career up to this point. Just putting it out
Messi,
there.
Messi,
the whole
little brother.
Here's
Tom Brady,
see,
the little brother. Michael Jordan, the little brother.
The whole little brother stuff is really old. Okay, it really is. It's really kind of old. And the other thing is, I would agree with Anson only in that sense. If you went to that school and you want to use that line, go right ahead. If you didn't go to that school, that's a tough one to cross, as far as I'm concerned. That's just my opinion of it.
Boy, Shep.
Okay.
I would agree with that if
Shep.
the popularity of the sport wasn't because of those people. So Michigan State is what it is, not because of what they've done, but because of the popularity of the people that support them that went there. But the vast majority of people who support college sports who never went to these schools.
Agreed with that.
That's what I'm saying. So
I don't
it's a
disagree with
balance
that.
we gotta
But I would
find.
say if you're saying that the popularity of the program is because of the people just who went there, I would strongly disagree.
No, I'm saying it's because of the people who
didn't go there. Yes, yeah. So we're on the same page.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So people can complain about Walmart Wolverine and Speedway Sparty or whatever they want to call it.
Hey, I'll admit I'm a Walmart Wolverine.
Personally, I don't care. You can like whoever you want. You don't have to go to school there. You can like them, okay? There's teams. We just got done talking about this. Do you guys really like watching the Pistons play? Yes. Do you like watching the Lions play? So my wife's got friends or family out east. They like the Lions. Oh, God. Sorry, you don't live in Detroit. You can't like the Lions. That's ridiculous.
A lot to like about the Lions these days,
A lot to
Shep.
like about the Lions. And I think a lot to like about the way they handle their business. We've said this on a regular basis. Brian Branch does something stupid on the road, and he admits it, okay? We want to cut it down, but he admits it and becomes accountable. John Morton is the offensive coordinator. Last week, had the play-calling duties taken away from him.
Stripped.
And Dan Campbell was very successful against the 29th-ranked defensive team in the National Football League, Washington. It would be idiocy if Dan Campbell didn't continue to call plays. But John Morton met with the media recently, and that's where all the questioning lie to Detroit's offensive coordinator. Listen to this.
Just last week, obviously when Dan took the play calling, can you just walk us through how that went for you? I know that was important for you to be a play caller, getting a second shot. So what did when he took it from you? How did you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say exactly how it went down because that's private, but I fully support it. Listen, man, I've been doing this for a while. I've been with head coaches that are offensive guys, play callers, so I'm used to that. I feel very prideful of the things that I was doing. There's some things that I got to learn, no doubt, just like everybody else. But listen, I want to do whatever it takes to win. I mean, as soon as you said, I'm like, all right, let's go. What do we got to do? That's the way I've always been in this business. I've been cut 6 times. I've been fired. Man, you just march on, okay? Because it's always about the team. It always is. It ain't about me, goals and this and that. No, the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl. So I didn't even blink twice because I know my role here.
I love that. I really do. It's always baffled me how in athletics we want athletes to be held accountable. Just come out and say it. Just come out and apologize. Just come out and admit you were wrong. Whatever, right? We got a guy there. That has to be really hard, first and foremost. I mean, we have no idea how challenging that is to have a public job stripped from you and then have to go out and face the music. And you know damn well, and that wasn't the only question. That was Dave Burkett of the Free Press, friend of the program. He's not the only one who asked the damn question, all right? There was plenty of follow-ups, and John Morton stood there and talked about it. Not many people can do that. People forget when he talked after the Minnesota loss, and people were thinking that he threw his team under the bus because he said, look, we need protection. What they conveniently left out is he said, it's all fixable. They need protection is the same thing the 4 of us said after the Minnesota loss.
Sure.
He's living it. So he's just telling us stuff and reinforcing what we originally believed. We just didn't think it was his place to say it. We want players to take accountability. This dude's taking accountability, and he's saying, all that matters to me is winning. Those are the right things. We just got done bitching about A.J. Brown earlier this week because he's never satisfied. 3 catches, 13 yards, but your team won. You should be happy. Remember what Jamison Williams did earlier this year? He wasn't getting targeted. Everybody asked him. He's like, hey, man, we're winning. And we thought, good for you. Why doesn't John Morton get a little more credit for handling his business the way he has?
Kool-Aid, I just got the memo. We are standing. We're standing. The second hour here.
No, those 2 guys are sitting. I'm standing because my ass hurts, quite honestly.
I'm standing now, too, because my ass is swampy. So let's just talk
right
about
back.
it, man. The very last thing he said is the most important. Know your role, period. And your role is to help this team win a championship, no matter what it is that you're asked to do. He was asked to not call plays anymore. Most human beings take that the wrong way.
Right.
The fact is Dan Campbell understands men. He understands human beings. He understands football, but from when he's hired his guys, his coaches, to the players that he's brought in and developed and all of that, he understands people. He understands how to motivate and empower them. And this is a guy that just had a major, major portion of his career taken from him and handles it in stride. That whole interview completely encapsulates what it is to be a Lion now.
That's well said. Yeah, I think, John Morton's still involved. I got a text from a friend this morning who said John Morton is equivalent to Carlo in Godfather or whatever.
Hey.
And I said, listen, if you don't think he's involved, he's absolutely involved in many of the decisions, just not game day calling plays. He's still giving, I believe, from talking with offensive coordinators who I know, he's still giving Dan Campbell, hey, here's 6 or 7 plays on 3rd down and 4 from our own 35 that we like. You choose, okay? Here's another 6 plays when we're at the Philadelphia 28-yard line and it's 3rd down and 7, all right? So he's plenty involved. He's just not making that final determination. He's not making that final call on game day.
Out of the 372 duties that he has as an offensive coordinator, now he has 371.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
So it's continuing. So big game Sunday night, and feel free
Big
with
game.
Yeah, big
Game of the week.
Feel free. Is it?
In my opinion, and I'll tell you, you gave me 4 games here to start.
Yeah. So I want to
hell of a slate, but I still calling that one.
Yeah. So I want to do that. I want to take a look at these 4 games, folks, and I want to know what you think, and then we'll for sure dive into lines and keys to the victory and so on and so forth. But I'd love to know what you think is the biggest game on the NFL slate. Now, I hope people can, not always vote with their heart and recognize some of the other big games. Here are the 4. Ryan's got them. He's going to put them up here on the board. Here are the 4. So it's obviously Detroit and Philly. Okay, that's one of them. That's the Sunday night game. All right, there's the 2 quarterbacks.
The mobile quarterback versus the non-mobile quarterback.
Yeah, the really good throwing quarterback against the not so great throwing quarterback.
I like that.
There's a lot of a lot of different ways we can look at that. All right, so that's one of them. Next would be what?
Oh.
Okay, the Rams and the Seahawks.
That's a really
tied
good
atop
match.
the NFC West. This team right here, Seattle, has won 10 consecutive road games.
Wow.
That's the most in the NFL.
That's a deep cut.
This team up here, the Rams, led by your former Lions quarterback, he's the only quarterback
future MVP
in NFL history to have 3 straight regular season games of 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. All right? I don't know if he's the MVP. I think if he voted today, he would be. Although Drake May's performance, just 1 touchdown last night, still the way they're kicking everybody's ass.
Jonathan Taylor's no good.
And Jonathan Taylor's fantastic. So that's the second game I'm asking you to review. The third game is Kansas City and Denver. And here's the reason I bring this up. Obviously, it's AFC West. The top team is starting to pull away. And by the way, they've won 10 straight at home. That's the longest in the NFL. This team, led by the guy nobody in Detroit likes, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, they lose this game, Anson, they're 5-5.
And they're not.
Okay? And here's the thing. They have to wiggle their way, if at all, on the road if they want to get back to the Super Bowl. So that's the reason I bring that one up. And then the last one that I think a lot of people probably don't care quite as much about is Buffalo and Tampa. And the only reason I bring this up is because everybody said the Super Bowl goes through Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, and Ralph Wilson Stadium, or whatever the hell it's called.
Everybody but me.
Yeah. That's what everybody was telling us before the season. It's funny because people before the season was also telling us Green Bay is going to be really good. Jordan Love's going to be in the conversation for MVP. Look at how good their coaching staff is and so on and so forth. And now there's rumblings that Matt LaFleur might be actually fired. Anyway, you've got 2 what many people would consider still pretty good teams, okay? Mm-hmm. So those are 4, I think, marquee games. What is most interesting to you, and which do you think is the biggest?
I was going to say, how would you guys rank it, those 4 games?
I'll start. I'd go Detroit, Philly first, Denver, KC second, Rams and Seattle third, and then I'll agree with you, Buffalo and Tampa Bay. I mean, you had this story in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield MVP season to start, they've fallen off a little bit. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen always in the MVP conversation, but I think that the interest in those 2 teams has waned over the last month. You look at the Rams and Seattle game, plenty of intrigue there, but the 2 for me, it's my prediction back to June, Kansas City, Detroit. I know people want the Bills and Detroit, but no one wants to watch 2 losers, all right? They want to see David. And they want to see,
watch your mouth.
They want to see David and they want to see Goliath.
Yeah.
Right? Period. So
what do you mean 2 losers? Oh, just because neither one of them won a Super Bowl? I don't
well,
think that
one of them
matters
lost. I think it really does. From a marketing standpoint,
it's Jim Kelly. None of those people are there.
Like knowing one of them is gonna get something. It's like
and
that makes it. I think that's what makes it intriguing.
But no, to me, no. There's no spoiler. I know one of the underdogs is finally going to get there. I need them to get over a mountain. And I think that the NFL understands that that's more profitable to put the David against the Goliath.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here comes the conspiracy.
How do you, no, it's all about money, man. I mean, like I told you guys, when we go to Kansas City.
You realize they're going to draw people and make money no matter what, right?
But the Kansas City Chiefs, the NFL wasn't letting Kansas City go 2-4, all right? And they're not going to let them go 5-5. Kansas City 100% will win this game. Put your money on the money line, all right? They want Kansas City and maybe Detroit, but I still think it comes down to Philly.
Why would they want Detroit? Why would they want a loser?
Because people in Massachusetts like watching the Lions, Shep. Somebody told me that today. Who are they? Yes, my man Ryan's on point today.
Well, I would argue that I would say Kansas City, Denver 1 for me, because like I said, if Kansas City loses this game, they're 5-5, and not only are they guaranteed to have to go on the road through the playoffs, which I think they can do, but they may not make the playoffs. You've got the AFC North winner. You've got Indy. You've got New England. You've got possibly Buffalo. You've got, obviously, Denver. And the Chargers are ahead of them. Denver's won 7 straight. The Chargers have won 3 in a row. They go 5-5. That is deep trouble for the Chiefs. So that's why I think it's number 1. Number 2, I would say Detroit, Philly. Detroit is this is the outsiders. Detroit is looking for the marquee win. What's their marquee win right now?
None.
At the time, at Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Okay.
At the time, yeah.
That's at the
But
time.
right now.
Okay. So if that's the case, though, we've got to use that logic with all the other teams that say, you know what, this was a marquee win for you. Okay, because at the time we thought it was really good. It ends up not being so great. Although they've won 3 straight, they're probably going to win their division. Would that change your mind back to, yes, it's a marquee win? I don't know. But this definitely would be a marquee win.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep,
okay?
You beat the contender, the champs. You beat the people currently leading the NFC, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. My number 3 would be the Rams and Seahawks. The reason it's number 3 is they play again. Okay, this is one of 2 meetings between the 2 teams, and then last would be Buffalo and Tampa. Tampa plays in a weak division. They're going to win that anyway. Buffalo, I think they're good enough to still make the playoffs, but look, everybody wants home field advantage. They think it's a big deal. I don't think it's as big a deal as everybody makes it out to be, but that's how I would rank them, those 4 in a row. So, love to hear your thoughts in the chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually have Buffalo and Tampa last, just like you. This was tough for me in terms of Bo Nix versus Patrick Mahomes. I'm becoming like a slappy for whatever reason for Bo Nix, and like as a maturing sports fan, like as a young fan, never did that, but now I'm like, I like this guy, I like what they got going on, but I think I put them 3rd, 2nd. Okay. And this is my own Lions, vision going on. Sure. 2nd, I actually have the Lions and the Eagles.
Okay.
And first, because I believe we're going to run into one of these two teams in the future.
Yeah,
I do believe the Rams and the Seahawks. You're talking about the Seahawks that has turned themselves into what looks like a defensive juggernaut right now. That's one that should have every Lions fan, and their antennas up right now.
I said last Sunday on the post-game show, honestly, like that's kind of the team I want to see the least.
Who's that?
In
Seattle. That mojo is just
like
that defense is really good.
I don't want to lose to Stafford. But I don't really want to play the Sea Chickens because that's a team that's kind of been our kryptonite. Like we've had some good playoff teams that beat us. Come back from beating Kansas City, everybody's riding high. No more face masks after that one.
I wouldn't want to travel all the way out to Seattle. I do believe their building can make a difference. It's not the ultimate, but that's not where I think Detroit would be beneficial in going up there. I don't. This sounds very arrogant, but I don't worry about another team against Detroit. I think Detroit's good enough to beat anybody in the National Football League.
I think they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I think the Rams are the scariest team in the NFC right now.
That's the team I want to lose to the least.
Yeah, I think they're really tough. When I think of Denver Kool-Aid, you bring up Bo Nix. Fair enough, because he's been really good. I think more about guys like Zach Allen, and I think of Drake Greenlaw and Nick Bonito, and I think of their defense more than I think of Bo Nix.
Struggled out the first month, but they've really just been getting better since.
Yeah, I think the NFL's got to be really happy with this many really marquee games. Like there's people who are frustrated a little bit that Seattle LA is not the Sunday night game. Like, how do you get Detroit and Philadelphia in the Sunday night game? How important? I was talking with a Philadelphia writer earlier today, and I said, who does this game mean more to, the Lions or the Eagles? And he was quick to respond. It's definitely the Lions. Definitely. Lions lose, okay? Can you imagine, by the way, if they lost and Chicago won?
Well, we're in a hell of a lot different division than the Philadelphia Eagles find themselves in right now.
Sure.
Commies are terrible. Giants are hurt. And, the Cowgirls nobody's worried about. So
yeah.
It means a lot more to them record-wise in Detroit. But the problem is
I'm just saying,
base.
I'm just saying, can you imagine if Chicago plays in Minnesota? There, you could see a scenario. Honestly, this is unbelievable to us. I know how you're thinking. No, where Detroit loses and Chicago's leading the damn division,
dude. Third, if Green Bay won and we lost.
Well, yeah, you would need Green Bay to lose too. Yeah.
No, if Green Bay and the Bears won and we lose, we're in third in the division.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is, if Detroit lost, Chicago won. Yeah, Green Bay factors in, but Chicago's in first place.
100%.
Because right now Green Bay is in third.
100%.
Okay,
yeah.
so
and
my point is,
the fan base can't handle a 6-4 Lions squad.
Yes.
Well. So Kool-Aid knows me really well. It always goes back to expectation. What was your expectation before the year? Did you think they would lose 4 games?
I thought they would lose 5.
Okay. Then why would you think – do you think most Lions fans felt like they would lose about 4 games? I thought they'd win 13 games. That means they'd be 13-4. How they get to the 4 – I don't
doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, right? And I think that would be good enough to win the division. And at the time, maybe I could be wrong here, I thought it would be good enough to win the conference. So, if you think most Lions fans, you included, they were going to lose 4 or 5 games, why would you say they can't handle a 6-4 team?
Because they can't, Shep. They can't. They can handle a 10-4, Shep. Ryan killing it today. Again, I agree with you. It doesn't matter where they come. In the middle, late, early, whatever. But a 6-4 team is just going to absolutely destroy this town for a week. A 9-4 team, no. 10-4 team, we'll all be fine with that.
You can, fair enough.
Yeah,
but that's a good explanation. If you're 10-4,
that has the crown too. You know,
yes,
we want to take that.
Well, and like what we just talked about, you want to see whoever we consider to be that marquee matchup or not, you want to see that notch on the bedpost that tells everybody that was a good get. And that's what Philadelphia would provide for you.
You got a lot of notches on your bedpost?
Love to talk more about this with you in the chat. We will do just that here on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Jack's Car Wash and Les Stanford, who's got some unbelievable deals right now for you.
Hey,
Take advantage of them, man. Seriously. Les Stanford Buick GMC. This is my read, Nancy. It's okay.
Yes, it is. You said Jack's first. You got me excited.
I'm teasing it. That's called a tease. You can get a 2026 Hummer EV for as low as $699 a month plus tax. You should talk. Get a 2026 Silverado Crew Cab LT for as low as $159 a month plus tax. Never argue with a guy with an open mic. Or drive off in a 2025 Cadillac Optic for only $449 a month plus tax. All you got to do is go to Les Stanford and their website, lesstanford.com, and check out their massive inventory. They've got something waiting for you. Anson, go.
Hey, Les Stanford's going to get you into a car, and then Jack's is going to get it clean for you. Because WSN and Jack's Car Wash have partnered to hook you up with a free car wash. See the number there? Just text WSN to 888-522-1729 and enjoy top-tier service with free vacuums, compressed air, and matte cleaning rooms at select locations. You can get into that unlimited club and take advantage of all the perks of being a member. You can get that car wash at 40-plus locations twice a month, and the membership pays for itself. Upgrades for interior cleaning and detailing at 8 different locations available across Michigan. Head on over to jackscarwash.com to see a location near you. Don't wait. Text now and get your shine on.
King's Treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer.
Tuesday.
Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. there's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. You got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did?
You're Dr. Pierce, by the way, Anson.
From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Every Tuesday on Big D Energy and every Thursday on the Braylon Edwards Show with my man to the left, Shep, you can catch Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine, where he shares top-tier advice to keep athletes in peak condition. Just listen to D-Mac and Bray. They both trust him. He's here to help you stay in the game and perform at your best. Learn more at MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call that number on the screen you see there, 248-426-9944.
Anson, it is the holiday season. I know we don't want to necessarily admit that, but it's true. And how about giving the gift to somebody who could use it? Free pizza with buddies.
Hey.
I know. Receive a free 4-square one-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift card. You can purchase that now through the end of 2025. You know, it's perfect for like a nephew or a niece or somebody who's in college, because there's 22 locations of buddies around the state of Michigan. Now, that's not as many as Lady Jane's. It's got 28 in the state of Michigan, but there's still quite a few, okay? So you can also host a holiday event with buddies, and you can have it catered as well. In fact, they have dine-in, all-you-can-eat party packages starting at $15 a person. That's it. Or cater your event with the original Detroit-style pizza. Save 20% off your order of $200 or more by using the promo code HOLIDAY20. Check out their catering menu. Go to buddiespizza.com/catering today.
And we back.
Smash that like button. Anything in the chat, Kool-Aid, that you see, jump in and let us know. Keys to victory for Philadelphia. Can I just give you one? Like, people can bring in, the quarterbacks. That's, Johnny obvious. I think the matchup is Tate Ratledge, Graham Glasgow, and Awosika up front, Coyote Awosika, against the front four of Philadelphia. That's not trailblazing. That's not earth-shattering. This is not the only place you can get it. But I think that is an area. I watch that usually when I watch football games. That's where I usually watch anyway. That is an area I'll be really dialed in on Sunday night. I think it's going to be the key to everything Detroit tries to do offensively.
I agree. I'm going to focus that point a little bit more, and their edges aren't as good as they have been in the past in Philly. Jalix Hunt's having a great year.
Jalen Phillips had a really good debut.
Yes, he did. He's all over the place. But it's the middle guys there that concern me.
Carter specifically.
And the inexperience and the health issues of our interior offensive line, I think you hit the nail on the head. I want those guys inside to be controlling the line of scrimmage. Because this is a game that if Philly's running the ball a lot and it's close, it's going to play into their favor. If they have to play,
they want a low-scoring game.
100%,
is that fair to say?
100%. Because if you ask Jalen Hurts to win this game through the air, it's not as good odds.
I would remind us, though, against Kansas City, what did Detroit do? They possessed the ball. That first drive was like 9 minutes. Okay?
Green Bay, same thing. They had like 10 more minutes of possession.
Yeah, which usually I don't give a crap about. I really don't.
But it usually says you're winning.
No, I care about what you do with the football, not how long you've had it, okay? So for me, that's most important. But when you're going on the road, in this case, like in Kansas City, or in this case in Philadelphia, Philadelphia's got a lot of weapons, man. I mean, they've got quick strike ability. They might have the second best roster offensive skill set in the NFC when healthy. I think Detroit's number one. Who would be number two? Rams, maybe?
Fair.
I would give Philly the edge at running back. I would give the Rams edge at quarterback and wide receivers probably. So maybe it's the Rams 2, Philly 3, but they're in the conversation, okay? So they can score with you. I think Detroit wants to keep them off the field. It's not like Detroit's scared of them, but I think that should be part of perhaps the play there for the Lions like it was against Kansas City.
I think we'll see them dialing up more explosive plays or attempts at them than I think we would have expected, although I do agree with you that they want to keep the ball out of their hands and win that time of possession. I think early scores for this Lions team to get the Philly out of their comfort zone of running the ball a lot is the key to this one for the Lions.
And playing from behind. Like Detroit, what I thought was so good in their win over Washington, it's not just the 44 points and the no sacks and the no tackles for loss and the no punts. Right? But because I don't mind punting sometimes. If I'm starting at my own 5-yard line.
Sure, it's nice when you don't have to, though.
Yeah, and I get to the 35, and then I got to punt it away. For me, that's flipping the field, and that's a win to a certain extent.
Especially with Jake Bates.
Absolutely. So I think what I liked most about that game against Washington was the fact that Detroit did not stare at a third down and long very often. It's what hurt them against Minnesota. I think it's what rewarded them against Washington. And if you told me they were going to have something similar, okay, without me looking at the number of points they scored, I would take that every single day for the Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions have an advantage in this game just because if they're behind, they got a guy that can sling the rock and get them back into the game. If they get ahead, you got a game manager that knows how to not turn the ball over when he's not behind in Jared Goff. I'm just not sure that Jalen Hurts, if they get ahead, it's going to be real tough to beat Philly. But if they fall behind, the way that receiving core is, they're not meshing with their quarterback right now. Seems like Devontae Smith is starting to play a little bit better. Obviously, Goddard's having his best career ever. But in terms of that passing game, it's just not what we've seen in the past. They get down, Hurts is in trouble. Goff gets down, he's right at home.
You would say you're not saying Jared Goff's a game manager, are you? You're just
No,
saying
I'm saying
he
he's
can
a
do
game
that.
manager
He can
when
roll.
he's
He
in
can
the-
play
yes.
that role, right?
When they're ahead and they dial down the what kind of attempts they're making and it becomes more conservative, he's fantastic at that. When he's down and they're pushing and they're trying to get the ball downfield, on the wrong day is when he makes his mistakes, especially in the cold outdoors. So that's the situation that we're looking at this Sunday night. Philadelphia outdoors, going to be cold. So I think that if he can get himself a little bit of a lead, he can turn into a conservative play caller at that point, and they can just beat the hell out of the Philadelphia Eagles.
If I told you guys, if I asked you guys, where do you think the Lions rank in terms of time of possession? If you value that statistic, if I said to you, where do you think they rank this year, what would you say?
I would assume at least top 10, top 7 maybe.
Now, see, I think they're only top 15 because there's some weirdness in the games that they lost that they won time of possession, but a lot of the games that they won this year were very close. And, in fact, they actually had the ball a little bit less than teams.
All right,
so I would say around 15, 16.
So Kool-Aid's saying 7. You're saying 15? Ryan?
12.
Okay. They're 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
My bad.
They're 4. Based on teamrankings.com.
Good reasoning,
It's
though.
the Chargers, Buffalo, Houston, and then Detroit. Now, let me take it a step further. If I said, where does Detroit rank on the road in time of possession, what would you say?
15.
15?
Jesus.
Right?
This is going to be they're going to be higher than we think.
I'm gonna go 9.
Yeah, I'm still going pretty high, top 7 again.
1.
I was just going to say, because I know that they, on the road they pounded the
33
Packers.
minutes a game. Buffalo's second at 32
On the road,
54.
Shep.
It's a
impressive.
staple.
That's an
of, like, the
interesting
Dan
stat,
Campbell
isn't it?
Offenses.
Like I try not to get too stat happy sometimes, but that's an interesting one.
I'm happy
I
about
think.
that stat.
Yeah.
Power stat.
Yeah. Last year, if I told you, this is the last one, I promise. Last year,
Power stats,
where
power
did Detroit rank in terms of time of possession a year ago?
3.
In 2024, where did they rank?
3.
They're gonna be lower.
Man, they score so fast.
They scored
sometimes.
15, or they won 15 games though.
They score so fast.
But they won 15 games.
I would believe it.
Don't
it's still
overthink it
top
too much,
10,
Ken.
but just a little lower.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 8.
3.
2.
Whoa, higher.
Okay. Philadelphia, then Detroit. I found that very interesting.
That is very interesting.
Control, baby.
We all know about the hostile environment. By the way, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're a really good running football team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. So,
Especially with that offensive line last year, man.
yeah. So, and really, I think the offensive line, I've been okay with it. You know, we had a problem in the Minnesota game. Not every offensive line has been really good every single week. Even Detroit's offensive line wasn't great every single week last year. It was their identity, but they weren't great every single week. There's been some hiccups for sure. But overall, I think most people are happy with Penei Sewell. They're happy with Tate Ratledge. For a rookie to do what he's doing right now is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Graham Glasgow, he's had a couple of stinkers, but, you know, like I said, a lot of guys have. And then, you know, Taylor Decker and the left guard's been rotated just a little bit because of injury. We know that Philadelphia, they'll tell you this because they love patting themselves on the back about acting like idiots, that it's a tough place to win, right? That's what everybody says. Oh, the hostile environment.
Batteries.
And I've been there, okay? I mean, pulling in on the bus, every single person flipping you off, okay? Personally, going to Oakland I thought was more intimidating,
Sure.
okay, than Philadelphia. Because people in Philly love to say, oh, they threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Big deal, okay? Plenty of places have. I'm sure Buffalo did the same thing. How much of a factor do you think that is?
Going to Philly?
Yeah.
For this team?
Yeah.
This team loves war. I mean, you heard Dan Campbell talking about his days going there and how they were throwing stuff at it, and he loved it.
Don't spoil it. We have the sound.
Oh,
for
I
crying
didn't know
out
that
loud.
we had that.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
no, we talked about
Nice,
it earlier.
nice to visit the production meeting.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think that this whole team, absolutely, this is probably the most excited they've been for a game. Yeah, it's nice to wake up in your own bed and have some cooking from your wife and, you know, drive 30 minutes down the road. But this is the stuff that this Lions team, this grit-filled squad loves. again, it's comfortable to be at home, but it's exciting to go to war on the road, and that's exactly what this game is.
Yeah. Love your thoughts on it in the chat. Speaking of that, one Lion called it a must-win. We'll get to that, plus Dan Campbell's thoughts on going into enemy territory and just how challenging that can be. If you've been on those types of scenarios, we'd love to hear from you in the chat. I think for me, it might be probably when I was part of Michigan football broadcasts on the road in Columbus. Okay? And people throwing batteries at you just because you've got an amazing blue outfit and you've got headsets on and you're walking around with a microphone on the sideline and people throwing. I literally had to stop and say, hey, dude, I'm part of the radio broadcast and you're throwing batteries at me. Makes no sense. It's absolutely stupid. But if you've got an experience, we'd love to hear it from you in the chat. Feel free. We will continue on the other side after this from Black Rock.
Hey, you need a big black rock in your life? Head to Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of the steak on the stone. Get the steak and lobster for just $19.99 while you can. That ends November 23rd, so get in now. Say hello to their new menu, now serving all-you-can-eat platters with fish and chips, ribs and fries, or chicken strips and fries for only $20 all day, every day. Also try the new sizzling Cajun steak bites and crab stuffed portobello mushrooms. And do not forget, if the Lions win, you win. Make sure you stop into Black Rock after a Lions win and get yourself a free appetizer. Oh, and don't forget, the end of the month, the heavyweights are headed to Ann Arbor for round 2 of their Black Rock food reviews on Friday, November 28th, right before the showdown in Ann Arbor. Don't miss it.
I'd love to know why they get the free food. There's some upheaval going on right now. There's a lot of people who feel like, wait a minute now, we deserve a little bit of that. Here's what you deserve. You deserve the best. You want the best haircut? You know where to go? You go to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's not complicated, okay? There's too many places that make it really difficult. Keep it simple. Let's use logic. They're the best at what they do. It's clean, it's safe, and they get you in and they get you out. It's as easy as that. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime because it is truly wicked awesome.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions.
Wicked Pickle. You guys, make sure you go ahead and scan that QR code that is on the screen right now to get a jump on this information because we want to see you guys there. What am I talking about? You're here. If you're looking for the ultimate pickleball experience, check out Wicked Pickle with 10 climate control courts and a chill lounge with cold drinks. It is Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot. This is the information I'm telling you guys about. All right, mark your calendars for Woodward Sports Pickleball Open on Friday, January 9th. Anton, are you going to be there?
On no part of my pickle game.
Let's Nope. Listen, come watch your favorite Woodward Sports personalities go head-to-head against each other and pickleball pros. And don't miss the Woodward Heavyweights. It will be broadcasting live from Wicked Pickle 5 to 7 p.m. If you want in on this action, scan the QR code or register today at Pickleball Tournaments for a chance to compete and maybe even take down your favorite Woodward Sports personality. And then you know what, man? You got to go and hit that massage chair.
Yeah, if you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, make sure to check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, located on the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan that QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And why do you think we have a lot of guys that have played there.
Okay. Why do you think they'll embrace it as a team?
Well, I just think, man, anybody, when you're a competitor, you just love it, man. You go on the road, it's you against everybody else, and it's very clear that it's you against everybody else there, and there's just enough. I just mentioned this before. You go someplace, man, they wave at you like, man, we're so happy you're here to play against us. This is not one of those places. That's it. It's as far from that as you can possibly get. And it's just, I don't know. I loved playing in atmospheres like that, and I just know the type of guys we have. I think they're going to eat it up. I really do.
He is the most real coach I've ever seen. I've covered a lot of coaches in my career. He's the most real. Like, I truly believe he's excited. During that soundbite, Kool-Aid's like, that's the most I've seen him excited. I truly, and after the loss and he's emotional, I believe the tears.
Yep.
After a loss, when he's really upset and he blames himself, I believe he blames himself. I don't think that's an act by any stretch. I think he's the most authentic coach I've ever seen.
Jimmy V and Dickie V, the only ones that I'd even considered in the same conversation. He's so mad. He's so mad, Kool-Aid.
Why would you throw Dick Vitale in?
Because Dick Vitale loved his Pistons. Because I bet Dick Vitale cried after a game. And Dick Vitale loved every single guy in that locker room.
He led to worse.
He was a hell of a soundbite, Kool-Aid. My man had to coach a team with lightning bolts on his jersey. Why
JB Biggerstaff just did that the other day.
Yeah, but
he
they had
actually is
Teal.
winning, though.
They had Teal. They got Teal in them lightning bolts.
It's awesome, baby. Shout out to Monty Williams for rescuing those Pistons teams from having the worst record of all time.
Do you know why Dick Vitale was crying after Pistons games?
Because they
sucked. Because he had 34 wins in his entire career. In his 2 year, it was a year and 12 games.
Why are you going to do that to Dickie V, Shep?
Because he's a character of himself, dude. He's a character of himself. He's a good, fun analyst, but as a coach, you can't even. I mean, that's blasphemous what you just did there. It is blasphemous.
The only blasphemy I hear. Wait, over that way.
Yeah, it was just
Dickie V, man. I ain't going to do that to Dickie V, Kool-Aid.
ESPN just put out their, tight end Sam Laporta out for Sunday night's game versus the Eagles.
He's out.
So Brock Wright gets a lot of play.
I imagine he does.
And by the way, he's pretty. Brock Wright's fine. I'm fine. I can't say that I necessarily want him on the receiving end of all the passes and stuff. I do think it takes something away from the Lions' offense, but I think Brock Wright's been a very valuable player for this offense.
That weapon up the middle, though, for me, Laporta's going to be a loss. That's for sure.
Yeah. It seems like he and Goff has had a much better connection this season than last, and
that's fair.
Almost like a safety blanket or a reliability thing on those first drives as of late. It's going to be interesting to see who they turn
Laporta, you're saying,
right? Great first quarter this season.
Yeah. So Aiden Hutchinson calls it a must-win. Do you think it's I hate that phrase because I think it's never a must-win until you will get eliminated if you don't. But I understand why people say it sometimes. Do you think it's a must-win?
I mean, listen, technically, this team just needs the 7th seed. So technically, it's not a must-win. But for where this franchise is at, who they want to be, and who this fan base sees them as, for those three reasons, yes. And on the other side of it, I think if you're rooting for Philly, you have to see it the same way. This is bragging rights for the NFC East. Everybody thought it was going to be the Lions last year. They didn't get a chance to get that showdown. They're the defending champs. I mean, this is for all the marbles right now. even though the Lions will still get to the Super Bowl if they're a 7th seed.
Yeah, I don't look at it as a must-win, but I think it's a really important game.
I think that's
without getting too technical, I think it's a really important
The
game.
most important game of the season.
For sure.
Okay.
And I know coaches will say the most important game is the next game. Great coaches say that. Great players say that. They're right about that, too, by the way. But right now, this is obviously going to be their most difficult test. I think it's more difficult than going into Kansas City because I don't think Kansas City is what they were a few years ago. And I don't care what anybody says. You don't want to go to Philly in mid-January.
Hell no.
Okay? If you got to go through the Eagles and you've got to go to the Link, it makes it that much more difficult. So I know it didn't help the Lions a year ago, but anything you can possibly do to get those opponents at home. I understand why Aiden Hutchinson said it, but I think you and I would agree it's probably not the greatest thing to say to the media because then if you happen to come up short, not like he thinks this way, but if you happen to come up short, what is the media? You said this was a must-win. Now what?
Well, and to your point, by definition, 6-3 is never a must-win situation.
Yeah, right. Let's hit that mailbag and any super chats before we get out of here and have a great weekend. We hope everybody else has the opportunity to have a great weekend and enjoy themselves. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a super chat in here. Kenny Powers with the $2 super chat. Just really asking the question that you guys were kind of going over, asking, is this a prove-it game for the Lions this week? And I think maybe that's a little bit different. Even.
I like the way
that might be a little different, actually.
I like the way he phrased that.
Game.
Yeah, I think Kenny's right. I mean, I really do. It is a prove-it game.
Kenny Powers is
Shut up,
great.
Kenny Powers.
No, really,
It's a great show.
It really, it's a really good take. It is a prove-it game because I think there's still some people. Most people have the Lions somewhere like 6, 7 in their power rankings. I think Tom Brady had them at 9 in his latest. So I get that. He also had the Colts at 10. So I get that. But this proves something to anybody who may wonder if they're of a roller coaster team.
Mm-hmm. I have a question before we go further in the mailbag. Have you seen Kenny Powers?
My apologies, I have not.
It's great. It's great. You should watch it.
Okay.
It's baseball, Shep. You
No,
love it.
that is true.
Okay.
It's like the greatest pitcher of all time.
It's like John Rocker on acid, basically. It's
And
worth
then
the
his
watch.
career-
Who stars in it?
Oh, what's his name?
He's.
I can't think of his name.
I
right
can
now.
picture him.
Yeah,
Hold
get
on.
that for us.
Green tea guy.
That
from
doesn't
Hot
help
Rod.
me.
I forget his name.
He's one of the bigger producers and comedians that are putting together like the.
I've seen
Royal
Austin Powers. I haven't seen Kenny
Not
Powers.
the Royal Tampa.
Danny McBride.
Yeah,
Danny McBride.
That doesn't help me. I know Trey McBride. I don't know
what's the,
Danny
uh,
McBride.
Danny McBride is hilarious.
I know
love
Bake.
him in Hot
I know
Rod.
Bake McBride back in the day with the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't know Danny
What is
McBride.
it? The Glorious something or others, the HBO show, the where they're the religious family and they're all televangelists.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta watch it. Kenny Powers.
All right, thank you, Lisa.
Homework, buddy.
Long way
Got some
around.
homework.
Long way around. Get me to the bottom line. Okay, that's where I get in trouble all the time with my wife.
You'll dig it.
I do this all the time. She's like, "Shut up, Matt." You know what that is? That's TV for rap.
Yeah, wrap it up.
So if she's got a story that she's telling, I'm like this. Shut up, Matt. Wrap it up. All right, go ahead.
No, let me
Don't
gather
do
my
that, Kool-Aid.
composure.
Kool-Aid, don't do that.
I'll sit here contemplating.
I get in trouble. I get in trouble quite a bit for that. Way too many times I'm doing that.
You
I'm
saw
behind
his
somebody.
face,
I'm
though.
like, come
He's
on,
like-
man.
He's like, can I take that
Come
one
on.
home with me?
Wrap it
I
up.
don't
She
know.
knows it. Shut up.
You taking that one home with you, Kool-Aid?
Don't be a jerk, Matt. Don't be a jerk.
Hell no. You want to eat tonight, right?
You know what? You could do that with some of your buddies,
what?
though. Your buddies will be like, "What the hell does that mean?" You're like, "Hey, wrap it up, man. Let's go." How long you want me to sit here and listen?
So, hey, shout out to our guy Freddie Felt.
Yes,
313
Freddie
in the
Felt.
chat, man.
Thank you, Freddie.
He says, mailbag, I am going to a Philly cheesesteak spot in Indy Sunday night for the Eagles-Lions game. He says, I'm staring every jabroni Eagles fan down. Do you guys enjoy watching sports in enemy territory?
I do. I have no problem with it. I like some reinforcement, though, to be honest with you.
I enjoy that one.
I will say,
Right?
have you had a Philly cheesesteak?
Ooh.
No.
Okay. You?
What?
No, I mean in Philly.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
Yep.
You?
Yeah, and they were so much better in New York.
I tend to agree with that.
There's so much
You know
better
what?
in
I
New
like
York.
them at Gabriel's
Because of the
cheesesteak.
cheese.
Just Cheese Whiz is
Yeah.
Cheese Whiz is brutal.
Yeah.
For me, I don't like them that way. I like
Yeah.
the, whatever cheese you want to use, but make it, a slice. I agree 100%. All right, before we're out of here, I just want to say thanks to Ryan. Appreciate all that he's brought to the show and the energy he's brought to the network, and we wish him great success moving forward.
Those soccer legs won't fail him. I know that.
Have some fun, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Represent the WSN, bud.
Appreciate all of you guys and everyone in the chat, too. And I will definitely still be tapping in every now and again. So
we look forward to it, brother.
I appreciate you guys.
Better be more than now and
Shout
again.
out.
All right, shout out is right. All right, listen, have a great weekend, everybody. Anson, great work as always. Thank you for filling in for Braylon Edwards. He'll be back Monday, as will we. We'll be talking a lot of Lions football on that day, maybe Michigan, Northwestern, Michigan State. Can they get their first win of the Big Ten season? A lot of that coming your way on the Braylon Edwards Show, Monday, 2 to 4, here on Woodward Sports.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.